Let's take a look at the book, Psalm 30. It says this: I will exalt you, Lord, for you rescued me. You rescued me. You refused to let my enemies triumph over me. O Lord my God, I cried to you for help, and you restored my health. You brought me up from the grave, O Lord. You kept me from falling into the pit of death. Sing praise to the Lord, all you godly ones. Praise his holy name. For his anger lasts only for a moment, but his favor lasts a lifetime. Weeping may last through the night, but joy comes with the morning. When I was prosperous, I said, nothing can stop me now. Your favor, O Lord, makes me as secure as a mountain. Then you turned away from me, and I was shattered. I cried to you, O Lord. I begged the Lord for mercy, saying, what will you gain if I die? If I sink into the grave, can my dust praise you? Can it tell of your faithfulness? Hear me, Lord, have mercy on me and help me. You have turned my mourning into joyful dancing. You have taken away my clothes of mourning and clothed me with joy, that I might sing praises to you and not be silent. O Lord, my God, I will give thanks to you forever. What David's doing here is important because he's exalting in God. He's praising God in verse 1 because it says, you rescued me. You refused to let my enemies triumph over me. There's a lot of times in our lives when God does something amazing. He rescues us, he protects us, he shows up in our lives, and yet we don't even take the time sometimes to give him thanks and praise for that. And there's a story in the book of Luke where Jesus cleanses 10 lepers, and all of them were healed, and it says that only one of them returned to thank Jesus for the miracle. And I want you to be like that one leper, that when Jesus does something in your life, that you would return back to Jesus and say thank you, because we were made to praise God when he shows up in our lives. We also see that as Christians, we're going to go through seasons of sorrow. In this world, we'll have tribulation. Psalm 30, I love it. It says, weeping may last through the night. So weeping's a reality. Grief is a reality. Pain and sorrow and suffering is a reality. It even says that Jesus was a man of sorrows, acquainted with grief. Jesus, if you look at him, he was often a man of sorrows. He experienced the fullness of suffering on earth. But then it says, joy comes with the morning. So in the night, there's weeping, there's pain, but in the morning, there's joy. This reminds me of a verse in Lamentations 3. It says, his mercies are new every morning. His mercies are new. Every single morning, there's a new opportunity for God's mercy. His anger is only for a moment. We also see David saying, if I die, can my dust praise you? Can it tell of your faithfulness? And David's saying, man, I want to live so I can tell more people about how good God is. And this reminds me of Paul in Philippians 1, where Paul said, I desire to die and be with Christ because that's far better. But for me to live is Christ and to die is gain. Because if I'm in this body, I get to magnify God. And you see, David and Paul both had a perspective of every second I get to live, I want to use that to glorify God with my life.